Why is your business not growing? Because growing a business is hard. Let's be honest, let's not face it, growing a business is hard. But really, the reason your business is not growing is actually because you do not have a growth strategy. By the end of this video, you are going to understand how exactly you and your team can create a tailored growth strategy that is going to work particularly for your business. Hello, how are you? Nifemi Ojo here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about why your business is not growing. John Ron said you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to make a case on your unique perspective of why you think the wheel is important. And personally, I think a growth strategy is like going on a first date. If all you do is talk about yourself and worry about yourself, there will not be a second date. So let's get into it. Why is your business not growing? Growing a business is hard. That's why your growth strategy is the most important part of growing your business. First things first, a growth strategy is not a marketing plan. We're not talking about a pay-per-click here or an SEO or something. Those are marketing plans. A growth strategy is not a marketing plan. A growth strategy is a blueprint that has a detailed route of how you are going to get your business from where it is right now to where exactly you want it to be in the nearest future. What a growth plan really does for you is, first, it creates focus, because everybody knows what exactly it is they are working on, what they are working towards. It also creates measurable output, so you can measure at every point exactly where you are in the business in relation to where exactly you need to go. The final thing it does for you is it helps you when things go south. And this is business. There will always be a point where things will go south, where things will not go according to plan. But what a growth plan will do for you is it would have already had a lot of intricacies that allows you to understand where it is you got it wrong and how you can fix it. That brings me to what I call a growth mindset. What is a growth mindset? We cannot talk about growth mindset without talking about Carol Dweck. She's a doctor of psychology at the Stanford University. She was the one that first mentioned growth mindset. So there's this argument about a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is a mindset that lets you know that talent is not born, it is learned. As long as you have time and you have the right resources, you can learn anything. But what a fixed mindset does is, a fixed mindset has an idea of whatever it is you have or whatever it is you know is what came with you. What you realize with people that have fixed mindset is they like to keep trophies and achievements of things they've done in the past. So let them know that, okay, this is what I'm good at and that is it. I cannot improve on this. People that have fixed mindset, what they do is they do not take challenges on. They don't try new things. They don't try new principles. Maybe we just started a new product and the product failed. Next time a staff brings up an idea of another product, you're like, oh, no. The last time we tried a new product, this and this is what happened. That's basically what a fixed mindset is. I like to look at business as football. Football is a very, very good sport when it comes to understanding teamwork. Because you have the goalkeeper that is sitting at the goal all game. He only gets to touch the ball maybe 2 or 3 times. But those 2 or 3 times, he has to be mentally ready. You have the defender, all they have to do is sweep when attackers come. You have the midfielders that create the chances, and you have the attackers that score. Yes, at the end of the day, people like Ronaldo, people like Messi, everybody loves and appreciates people like Ronaldo and people like Messi. But there will be nothing without their team. There will be nothing without the Busquets or nothing without the Modric of their team, because those are the guys that are going to create. There will be nothing without the PK. There will be nothing without the Sergio Ramos. There will be nothing without their defender. So if you start to understand teamwork, it lets you know that you do not really exalt the end game. You can do everything right and still lose. That's what you need to understand. That's why you need to have a growth strategy. So when you have a growth strategy, you know that You did everything right and you still lost. It is fine. Why is it fine? Because you now realize that, okay, we did everything right and we still lost. But this and this was what we learned from doing everything right. Developing a growth mindset. I have devised a 5-step plan to developing a growth mindset. The first of the steps is realize scientifically that you can improve. Now, the brain is like every other muscle in the body. Scientifically means the brain can grow. When you were a child, you could not drive. You could not fly a plane. You could not understand football. But what happened was, as soon as you were growing up, you were learning all these things. You were training your brain. So once you understand that you can train your brain, you will be able to live having a fixed mindset to having a growth mindset. The second point is to remove the fixed mindset inner voice. Whenever you want to embark on something, there is a mindset or an inner voice that tells you you cannot do it. No hands. Or what if this happens? Or what if it goes wrong? Or what if it goes bad? What happens if it goes bad? So you have to eliminate that inner voice, because you understand with a growth mindset, it is fine to fail. It is fine to fail. The third point is getting feedback. Like I always say, you cannot completely define your use case for a product. For example, the person that created toothpick created it for us to pick our teeth. But here in Nigeria, we use it for suya and puff-puff and dundun. The person that created toothpick would have never thought about the fact that the use case of this my product is to be able to pick these finger foods. But we as the customers have redefined the use case for the product. If the product manager gets a feedback that this is what people are using the products for, he will start to tailor the product more in a way that it can also be used for that case. Now, the way you will be able to validate your experiments is feedback. By the time you put out a product in the market, or you put out a content into the market, you will try and understand the feedback you are getting from the market. That will make you know that your idea is valid. The fourth point is to get out of your comfort zone. Your idea is good, your idea is great, your product is awesome. You have thought it through, but you still need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to understand that you do not know it all. You need to understand that you have to read. You need to understand that you have to acquire knowledge. You have to watch hours and hours of video. You have to look at people that have done it before you. You have to look at having a mentor. You have to look at people that are already in that line and have already gotten it right. Why did they get it right? What have they done that I am not doing? You have to understand all these things. You have to get out of your comfort zone to be able to get all these things done. The final step is to accept failure as part of the process. A very important part of a growth mindset is to understand that failure is part of the process. Failure is just an avenue, a pathway to success. If you failed, it means you did not know it then. Does it mean you will not know it forever? No. What it means is, as at the time which you were measured, you do not know it. So what you have to do is, you have to understand what is required for you to now acquire this knowledge you do not have. You need to understand that failure is part of the process. Thomas Edison created the light bulb and he failed 999 times and got the light bulb at the 1000th attempt. If he decided he's going to stop at 700, we will not have lights today. If he decided he's going to stop at 800, we will not have lights today. If he decided he's going to stop at 997, we will not have lights today. Or we have lights today because he had a growth mindset. He understood from every experiment there's something to be learned. When you fail, what you know for sure is this is one way not to do it. Finally, researchers have shown that in growth-minded people, their brain is most active when they are told how to improve. Because remember, I talked about failure. Once you fail and you know if this is the reason for the failure, you know how to improve. I was reading a book by Ben Carson called Think Big. And Ben Carson was the person that separated the first Siamese twins that were joined by the brain. Believe it or not, in third grade, Ben Carson was bottom of his class. He was bottom of his class. He said to himself he would never amount to something. He was only interested in going out to play every day after school. Now, when he brought his report card on a particular day, he put the report card on the table and rushed to go and sleep, so that by the time his mom comes, he's asleep. His mother came into the room, woke him up and asked him, why do you have such bad grades? He said, because everybody in the class is better than me. She said, why is everybody in the class better than you? You are a smart kid, you are just not applying yourself. So she said to her son, from today, you stop playing with kids after school. I want you to read 2 books a week. 2 books a week. By the time Ben Carson was in 5th grade, he was already the top of his class. Because what had happened is, from reading 2 books a week, he had read about nature. And a particular day, his teacher brought a stone to class. And nobody in the class, even though the smart kids, could identify that stone. But he could identify it because he had read it in one of the books that his mother had forced him to be reading. And what happened is, that day his mindset changed, because he realized that he got this knowledge from reading every day, from trying to improve himself. So he said to himself, if I can improve and I can know this, I can know every other thing. And he started to apply it to science, apply it to math. And by the time he was in 5th grade, he was the top of his class. Later in this video, we are going to be walking you through 5 steps to creating your own growth strategy. We're here because of you and to enable us to continue to make awesome content like this. There's a red button. It's called subscribe button. Kindly subscribe. If you actually like this video, hit the like button. And if you feel like this content is something you want other people in your space to consume, please feel free to share. Tell us in the comments what you like about us and what kind of videos you want us to make.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed this video. So this video was originally supposed to be a 2-part video, and we had so much content in it and it could not contain one, so we decided to give you one of a tutorials video. So we'll be dropping the second part of this video next week. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please hit the like button, and as always, subscribe, and please share with your friends so you don't keep this awesome content to yourself. Have a great day.